Hey everyone, okay, so before I get on with the video and tell you what it is I did, let's just take a quick look at the before and after videos that I took, and this is 6 weeks in total. So firstly, I'm no good at split screen, so you may have to pause the video a little bit. I really don't know how to do it, and I have tried. So that was done in 6 weeks, and I think there is a massive difference around the outside corners of the eye, a really, really big difference. So this is not a sponsor video at all, so let's just get into it. So the product I use is Zip. Now you've heard me speak about Zip before, but this is the Zip Halo. This is the new one, which offers both nano frequency and micro current frequency as well. So it is unique in that regards that it offers both, whereas the previous device that I had only offered the nano currency, or the nano frequency, should I say. So this is a brand new device. And what I thought I would do is I would test it to the best of my abilities. Now I want to be completely honest and upfront about how I use this device. Now the Zip you can use directly out of the box, and I'll give you a quick demonstration in a second. You can use it directly out of the box. You don't need an iPhone to do it, a smartphone, and you can just go around the face. But in the app, there are lots of different programs for you to use, and you can pick and choose whichever one suits your needs, whether it's lifting or sculpting or anti-aging or acne, a whole host of things that you can do. Now I picked a couple of programs to begin with, but in truth, I just turned the device on and I used it. Now, here's the bit where the disclaimer comes in. I didn't just do it for the duration of the program. What I did, and I did that in the beginning, I was just kind of going over the face with it, but I wanted to work on the eye area because for me, particularly the kind of crow's feet area, it was the area that was most problematic for me. So what I did is I put the conductive gel on my face, I turned on the device, and I just circulated around this area, around the forehead, around the brows, just like this, nothing fancy, while I sat and watched telly. Now sometimes I would be doing this for 10 minutes. Sometimes I'd be doing this for 40 minutes. It just depends. I also want to state that I did this pretty much every single day, at least 5 days, sometimes 6 days a week. I always took a day off, but I did it every time I sat down at night to watch something. I just applied it, glided it, and I pretty much just went exactly like this, just over the skin, nothing fancy. You know, I think I got a really, really good result. I think I got an excellent result. A really excellent result. Now I had written down all this stuff, right? So I had all this stuff written down, and it said stuff like nano currency and microcurrent frequency and what it can do. But the truth is, I don't really know. And that's the truth. If I were to give you a scientific explanation of all of this, it would be because I just read it and written it and then said it back to you verbatim. I don't know how it works. I don't really know how the engine in my car works, but I can benefit from that car without knowing the ins and outs of it, if that makes sense. Now, the one thing I do know is that this isn't about muscle contraction or muscle stimulation or lymphatic drainage or anything like that. From what I know, it's about putting the wavelength back into the skin to help the skin repair. Now, some people, when they use this device, and depending on the program, may feel absolutely nothing. I am one of those people. Now, 90% of the programs on here, I really feel pretty much nothing. There is a couple of programs where I feel a wonderful tingling sensation all over my face. I love it. But a lot of the time you will feel nothing. It isn't a bad thing. It doesn't mean it isn't working. You just got to bear with it. And that is what I did. I bared with it. I used the program and I just clicked it on and went over my face. So I've got a clean skin and I'm going to show you what I do. So here it is, the Zip conducting gel that comes with it, the electric complex. I do a couple of pumps and I apply this over the areas I want to work. So if you want to do your whole face, which I recommend, then do your whole face, massage it into the skin, but you don't want it to absorb. It's supposed to be there on the skin. Then you turn the device on by pressing the button. Makes a little beep. Now you can then pick a program on the Zip app, or you can do what I did and you just start the process. And you know it's working because the light comes on and you'll hear a vibration. That vibration gives you an indication it's time to move on. This is what I did. I can feel the tingle right here. This is all I did. Now, like I said, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 20, sometimes a whole program. And I just circulated around. All that tingle there is a delight. And it is a tingle. That's what I did. This is how I did it. I did nothing more, did nothing else with my skin. Everything remained the same. And that's it. I mean, I really did have all this stuff written out, and I just thought to myself, I don't understand it, but I've received all this benefit from it, and that to me is enough. Now, also, one thing I want to say here as a disclaimer. For 1 week now, 1 full week, I have not used the device. The reason I haven't used the device, and I took the before video, today. The reason I haven't used it for a week is because I wanted to make sure that the changes I'd received around my eyes were not from inflammation. So that's why I didn't use it for a whole week, to check that there was no kind of inflammation, because inflammation can cause plumping of the skin and therefore you get a different result. So I stopped using it for a week. I got a really, really good result. I've also got a wonderful code. Just because I have a code does not mean it's sponsored. It's not sponsored. If you use the code WayneZip, that's it, WayneZip, it's on the screen, you'll get 25% off this device. I got this device from CurrentBody, where I get all my electrical devices from. If you watch me on Instagram, I may have some other gorgeous things to talk about, so you want to keep an eye on that. There you go. That's what I did. Have a look, see what you think. It's entirely up to you. Devices, at-home devices, I think, from someone that uses them, I think they work, and I think they work really well. The issue is you have to use them. And that's where I think a lot of people fall short. They get them, they try them for a week, they're all enthusiastic, but by week 2, they've cut down on their program by half, and by week 3, they're not using it at all, and then they don't get any results. Results take time, they take effort, and you have to be consistent with it. I was very, very consistent with this, very consistent for a number of weeks. For 5 or 6 weeks, I was really consistent. And I achieved a really good result, I think, a really good one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, WayneZip, you get 25% off. I love it. I love the original, but this one just takes everything up a notch. It's splendid. It really is. It's splendid. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.